Hey guys, I'm back. This is part 2 to my encouragement, and just as a recap, in my initial question I had asked was, what is your shadow? What are you known for? What are you leaving behind? And considering yourself as a worthy example. And just looking more at Paul's life and him being a worthy example. And he says, imitate me as I imitate Christ. And just want to ask the question of, why are we not encouraging others to follow us as we follow Christ? And I would really consider that thought to be rooted in pride and looking at all our shortcomings and shortfalls, and we consider others maybe to be more worthy of the calling, and perhaps an elder or leaders in the church, and we follow them as they follow Christ. But we as disciples are all called to be imitators. And just want to look at Paul's life again and just the things that he is walking in, and I just also want to consider the scripture that from Philippines. It says, brothers, join in imitating me and keep your eyes on those who walk according to the example you have in us. And then the things that Paul walks in is something like selflessness. And I think we so easily are filled with selfish desires, our time, considering ourselves above others, which is quite sad to admit. And he's passionate about the gospel. Are we being passionate of Jesus and the gospel? And are we as joyful? I mean, Paul is known to be joyful and thankful as well. And we might look at ourselves and say we're not pursuing or attaining the resurrection as Paul did, or we don't anguish over the state of lost people like Paul did, and or discipline our bodies like Paul did. And these are all examples of what Paul is walking in and encouraging us, and he's called us to imitate him as he's imitating Christ. And I just want to encourage you, when you have a moment, to go look at Paul's life and the examples of who he is and his calling. And then I also want to look at Hebrews 12 verse 1, where it said, let us also lay aside every weight and prideful sin that makes us timid, to hold ourselves up as an example of Christ-likeness. And today I just really want to encourage us all. May we set aside our timidity, our fear of man. May we follow Jesus and call others to follow us as we follow Christ, and even Paul's life as an example. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is, let us also be humble and honest, enough to point out the grace of Christ in us that is meant to help others walk in a manner worthy of the Lord. May we not be robbing others. May we be setting examples that are worthy of your calling. Sending lots of love, and take care.